Ken, come on over.
So I want to thank all of you who came out on this cold and blustery Thanksgiving Eve afternoon to attend the President Council meeting. If you have a cell phone with you, please turn it off or to vibrate as a courtesy to the neighbors that sit around you and to the speakers. Most of you noticed the film that was moving, thanks to Phil Myers for his film about Wesley Wallace. So we're reminded how pretty it is when it doesn't look like it does today. Okay, the first thing on the agenda is the approval of the October 29th minutes. Those were distributed in the green bag on November 4th. Does anybody have any additions or corrections to those minutes? If not, we'll accept them as they've been distributed. The opening reflection today will be given by Ellen Fuchs.
She might as well sit down. It's all downhill from
I
there.
love it. Let's go, Ellen.
Okay, this is called Lessons from the Geese. We live in an area where geese are very common. We see them coming in the fall and leaving early spring. Their migration is an awesome sight. There is an interdependence in the way geese function. Fact. As each bird flaps its wings, it creates an uplift for the bird following. By flying in a V formation, the whole flock adds 71% greater flying range than if each bird flew alone. Lesson. People who share a common direction and sense of community can get where they are going quicker and easier because they are traveling on the thrust of one another. Fact. Whenever a goose falls out of formation, it suddenly feels the drag and resistance of trying to fly alone. It quickly gets back in formation to take advantage of the lifting power of the bird immediately in front. Lesson? If we have as much sense as a goose, we will stay in formation with those who are headed where we want to go. Fact, when the lead goose gets tired, it rotates back into formation and another goose flies at the point position. Lesson, it pays to take turns doing the hard tasks and sharing leadership. People, as with geese, are interdependent on each other. Fact, the geese in formation honk from behind to encourage those up front to keep up their speed. Lesson, we need to make sure our honking from behind is encouraging and not something less helpful. Fact, when a goose gets sick or wounded or shot down, two geese drop out of formation to follow him down to help and protect him. They stay with him until he is either able to fly again or dies. Then they launch out on their own with another formation or catch up with their flock. Lesson, if we have as much sense as the geese, we will stand by each other. Now, this was not a Thanksgiving message, but I'm going to connect some dots because we live in a community, much like those geese flying together in formation. I personally am so blessed and thankful to be in a place like this and to have friends who care, to have support systems all around us, and have people who step up and take leadership and volunteer. And I'm going to give an example. We had a line dancer join us last week for the first time, Wednesday, and we asked her when she moved in. Saturday. She came Saturday and was in line dancing. So thank you, Avis, for coming. That's the way to start participating.
English teacher.
And volunteering is really crucial around here. Now, we can't all be like Gail, who are probably flying in front of the formation most of the time, but there are lots and lots of littler jobs. So please, especially to the new and newer ones, consider volunteering, either looking for where you can or saying yes when somebody does. So again, happy Thanksgiving. Thankful to be here at Wesley Willows.
This month, 4 sympathy cards were sent to the families of Joe Marie Paul, Glennis Higgins, Barbara Clark, and Jeanette Schneider. On to our guest. The Employee of the Month is going to be introduced by Melissa Wright, Director of Sales and Marketing.
Hello, everyone. Well, to kind of go back to Ellen's point, we have our lead goose here in the sales and marketing office. This is Paulette Keenan. For anyone that has not met Paulette, does everybody know who Paulette is? Yeah. Pretty much you should. Paulette began here at Wesley Willows 17 years ago. So I would say that's kind of earned her the staple stamp here. She started out as the concierge here in the Castle Town Center and was really responsible for running the building. And she did a great job at that. Now she works in a role with sales and marketing. That's a little less time consuming. Because she has grandma duties and keeps herself busy with other things, but she helps residents as they're moving in. She visits homes and helps with floor plans. She helps with our Smart Move plan. As people are doing renovations in homes, she helps with that. Plus, I would say, she really helps keep our office in great working order and certainly tries to keep me in order, which, sometimes we need a couple keys for. But a couple things about Paulette is she demonstrates good service by creating positive experiences for new residents, having a friendly and professional demeanor, and building a special relationship with new residents. She demonstrates teamwork and team spirit by keeping track of essentially every detail related to sales and marketing, from smart moves to inventory, event RSVPs to setup. There is no detail too big or too small for Paulette. She inspires seniors to celebrate life by never aging. Paulette inspires with her positive attitude and always finds a common interest with residents and staff. So that is why Paulette has been our Employee of the Month. Please join me in congratulating her.
Thank you, Melissa. It is an honor to be nominated for Employee of the Month, especially by your peers. But I also would like to thank the team that I do work with, wherever they are on campus, not just sales and marketing, because we all together contribute to the success of Wesley Willows. So, thank you.
Our next guest is the Fitness Resident of the Month, and Jill is going to announce that individual. She can find her way to the front.
Yeah, she's gonna get the guy.
And she's bringing Dawn with her.
Yeah. I did. I just wanted Dawn to do another sit and stand, right, Dawn? Look at this. 96 years old. working here, I started teaching this strength class, and I had what I called the peanut gallery. So if you know Dawn and Dee, they're good friends with our good friends Iris and Jim. And then there was Glad, and they all were in their 90s, and they're like, you do know we're old and you should be nice to us. I said, I want you to keep living like you're living. And they inspire me every single week. And this man comes in and comes to strength and conditioning class. He's been coming to classes for the last 10 years. When classes were shut down and in the garage, there was Dawn in the garage working out during COVID. And he just keeps on going and has a great attitude. And I'm just so inspired by you, Dawn. So that's why we picked Dawn Haley as our Fitness Resident of the Month for November 2025. Did you want to say anything, Dawn?
You know, Jill's group, Dawn, Jim, and the new one, Molly, are all wonderful teachers, and they give us a good workout. And once in a while we say, hey, we're not 40, we're 90. What are you trying to do to us? But I do believe exercise keeps you younger and continues to do so. And there's a lot of room for more people in the classes. So if you think about joining the classes, you're welcome.
Yes, amen, right? Come join the classes. They are free. Well, you're already paying for them, so you might as well just come. Yeah? All right. Woo-hoo. And thank you for everyone that did Stroll and State. It was Turkey Trot. It was wonderful. Thank you so much.
Our last guest is Sam Schmidt. Sam here? I didn't see him come in. Sam is on the board, so he's got a few words to say.
Excuse me. Well, good afternoon, everybody. Just a little bit about my background. I've been before you a couple times, I think, but I moved to Rockford in 1979 and spent the first 20 years working for the city of Rockford. Ended up as the city administrator. Then I moved on to a healthcare purchasing group. And then the last 10 years of employment, I was the president and CEO of Goodwill Industries of Northern Illinois. So I've been retired this was my 8th summer, headed towards 9 years, so I love every minute of it. My wife Susan and I do a lot of traveling, especially in the winter. And we've been blessed with 4 grandsons, one ranging in age from 22 to 4. And guess which one gives us the most grief? I shouldn't use the word grief. Who gives us the most joy? And that's the 4-year-old. But it has been fun to watch the 3 older ones grow up. So anyway, a little bit about the board. We spent the better part of this year devising a strategic plan for the 3 properties. So it wasn't just Frances locking herself in a room and coming up with a plan. She engaged her leadership team. She engaged the board. We brought in a consultant to kind of, organize this. And she also exposed her staff and 3 board members to a group called Leading Age. Now, Leading Age is a national organization with a chapter in each of the 50 states. So they hold an annual state conference in Schaumburg. And so many of the ideas that Leading Age presents at those conferences, our staff and the board, just like how we should be doing this, we should be doing that. So you're going to have an opportunity to see the strategic plan, and many of those ideas came from not only our staff and the consultant, but Leading Age with the support of the board. So again, you'll be seeing that sometime this month or next month for your perusal. So anyway, I'm very honored to serve on the board. I've been on the board like 3 years now, and it's a real honor to serve you. I can tell you I've worked for those 3 organizations I mentioned, and I'm very familiar with a lot of the not-for-profits around the city of Rockford, and this one is special. and especially because of the dedication of staff, and of course Francis as the leader. So I'd be glad to answer any questions. If there aren't any questions, I wish everybody a great, happy Thanksgiving. Thank you.
Thank you, Sam. We appreciate your being here today. Next is the new resident introductions, and we'll start off with new resident from Willow Ridge East, and Joella Warner is going to do that introduction.
Thank you, Gail. As she said, my name is Joella Warner, and I work with Mary Griffith, my roommate, with new neighbor welcoming on the east side. And today I have the honor of welcoming Lorraine and Don Lesser. Lorraine is not able to be with us today, but Don is here. They live at 4055 Cokesbury, and they come to Wesley Willows after living by the river on 2 acres of land in Roscoe. They were both employed at River Bluff Nursing Home, Lorraine in dietary and Don as maintenance supervisor. And they love being part of the residents' lives as they work there. Don likes to socialize and work out at the gym, and Lorraine has retired from her bowling league, but she certainly has enjoyed that in the past. Let's give Don a welcome.
Thank you and welcome. Next is Martha Burns, who is going to introduce someone from Willow Ridge West.
Good afternoon, I'm Martha Burns, and I live on Willows Lane, and we have a new neighbor, and her name is Bev Shepley. She says, call me Bev, because if you call me Beverly Jeans Shepley, I'll think it's my mother, and I'm doing something wrong. She's a Rockford native. She graduated from East High School and moved to the Chicago area, including Elk Grove Village and then Mount Prospect in the mid-60s for better employment opportunities. And she learned IT from IBM and through her job with Universal Oil Products. She married Ron Shepley in 1967, whose career as an engineer and entrepreneur took them to Delavan, Wisconsin. She worked for a time at Beloit Corporation, but she left when they moved back to the Chicago area. Meanwhile, she continued to develop and design computer applications for financial, manufacturing, and medical fields, eventually retiring from Abbott Labs in 2000. After retirement, Bev and Ron were invited to move from 30-year home in Antioch, Illinois, to the north woods of Wisconsin, Rice Lake specifically, where their good friends had retired and opened a restaurant. That's what you want to do in retirement? Anyway, her pastimes have been downhill skiing, boating, and flower gardening, which she plans to continue next spring if she's able. The career couple had no children, but did have several pets. And after her husband passed in 2008, she trained her yellow English lab, Angie, as a therapy dog, and they regularly visited hospitals, nursing homes, libraries, and many hospice locations. Sadly, Angie passed and Bev no longer has any pets, but I told her to come over and visit our cat anytime. The dog is not friendly. Over the years, she kept in touch with family and friends here in Rockford, including Sue Pedersen. Sue, are you here today? Sue lives in a cottage on the east side. And local nieces and nephews, including the Fritzes right there. About 4 years ago, she met Natalie Armstrong in our marketing department and toured Wesley Willows on Sue's urging. But she wasn't ready to move away from her life at Rice Lake then. But recently, Don and wife Chris Fritz moved to Willows Lane. They're my roofmates. suggested she join them. Luckily, the house next door to them became available, and she moved in the first week in October. Please welcome Bev Shetley.
And last but not least, Nancy Woolley has some introductions to make from Willow Sweets.
Good afternoon. Oops, still shorter than everyone else. You know, I'm very pleased today to introduce Norm Iverson. He's a neighbor. He comes from Suites 2, and he lives on the third floor is his address, but it's really a second floor. I used to tell people when I moved in Suites 3 that the fourth floor was the penthouse. And if anybody wanted to visit me, they'd have to get a coat or a raincoat or something different. Anyway, I am introducing Norm, and Norm tells me he was born and grew up between Chicago and Beloit, Wisconsin. Somehow, he ended up graduating from North Boone High School in Poplar Grove, so he shifted around from one state to the other. In 1962, he married Jean Moore, with whom he shared over 60 years of marriage until her death 2 years ago. He joined the Navy, where he ended up in the submarine service headquartered in Connecticut. One of their children, a daughter, was born during his service years. Another 2 children followed after his active Navy years ended. However, he remained in the reserves for 2 additional years, and the family eventually settled in Roscoe. Norm began his civilian career as an apprentice sprinkler fitter. When his bosses became aware that he knew that he had had some drafting experience, they took him out of the field, and he produced drawings that mapped out placements for sprinklers. So, with this engineering skill, he moved up in the business and made it a career for 40 years. He then retired. Jean and Norm purchased a motorhome that allowed them to winter in warmer climates. They particularly enjoyed Las Vegas, but traveled widely around the United States. Norm enjoys fishing and gambling, but most of all, spending time with his children, all of whom live close by in the Rockford area. I see Norm frequently at dinner, so I know he is meeting other residents and making new friends here. Please join me in welcoming this new member of the Wesley Willows family, Norm Iverson.
And we're glad all of our new residents were able to be here today. Have announcements. The first announcement is going to be about the poinsettia sale that the auxiliary is holding. Dart, are you here? Evidently, Dart doesn't want us to buy poinsettias. There was an announcement in the green bag this week, so be sure and look. There'll be about 4 days that poinsettias are available. You did not have to pre-order, so you can just come to the Castletown Center during the times that are advertised and pick out your poinsettia. They're $15 a piece. Bob is going to talk about the art exhibit that was just held last week.
I'm going to try to squawk my way through this. As you can tell, I came down with bronchitis, and I was told it'll be over in about 10 days. I'm in my 5th week right now. We just had a very successful art exhibition. We had 36 exhibitors. Last year we had 26. We managed to get a couple more in here, and then we added 8 out here on the mezzanine. And then we had an additional display of donated art in the exercise room. The attendance is about 352, which was about the same as last year, and it's really hard to count as we had 3 different viewing areas and only one counter. So, and you don't know whether somebody's come in and out a few times, but I think we got a pretty good handle on that. That's about the same as last year, it's a little bit more than that. And the exhibitors are free to sell their goods, and if they do, they're welcome to make a donation to us for the Good Samaritan Fund. And so far this year, we have we've received $1,467, which was really great. Thank you. I want to thank all of you who exhibited or attended this year's exhibition. We hope you found it to be enjoyable. I personally want to thank a special group of people who helped me to make this event a success. In a time of great need, they answered the call in big fashion. I hope I haven't overlooked any, but here's my list. Dart Schoonmaker, who already disappeared. Tom and Nancy Dorr. Phil Myers. I got about a dozen. Valerie Toledo from the administration group, big help. Jose Sejo, where are you, Jose? Okay. Rick and Pam Olson, who are up now, I think, shoveling out 4 or 5 feet of snow up in the Upper Peninsula there. I also want to thank the auxiliary board who voted to support this event again this year. And also to several of the auxiliary members who helped during the day of the exhibition. And I gotta give a yeoman's job thanks to the maintenance department because I put a huge demand on them. We had to have 21 linear tables, we had to have 11 round tables, and we had to have tablecloths and all kinds of things. And I said, just deliver it to the room and we'll take care of it. And they did a great job, so I really want to thank them. I'm going to be passing the torch for the future, and I'm passing it on to those people, and I really want to thank everyone who's helped to make this a very enjoyable Wesley Willows event.
I'm going to back up here a minute. Nancy Woolley has another person to introduce who just came in.
Sorry. Okay, I'm happy that Lou managed to get here, and we're happy to see him, and I'm happy to introduce him to you today. Lou was born in Milwaukee, but his family moved to Rockford when he was a young boy. During his boyhood years, he worked in his father's bakery and began learning the business. He graduated from West High School and Northwestern University, where he majored in business. As Lou's experience in the baking business expanded over the years, he became a distributor of baking and other specialty products and eventually owned 6 factories in the Midwest. 2 of them were here in Rockford. Most of his customers were major grocery chains such as Eagle and IGA. In 1958, Lou married the love of his life, Jackie. whom we refer to as a very special partner and my princess. They have a son who lives in Roscoe with his family. Jackie had a colorful career on her own that included at one time playing a character on a children's show on WRH TV in Rockford. Jackie had a great passion for travel, and during the 63 years of their marriage, they traveled all over the world, and I mean literally. Lou tells me of the 197 countries in the world, I've never counted them, but I'll take his word for it. He and Jackie visited 167 of them. They usually plan visits at times when cultural events such as festivals or other special events were taking place, often, sometimes participating in them. Over the years, she and Lou collected 300 native dolls and many other artifacts. In total, they traveled to all 50 states, all 7 continents, including Antarctica and Australia, and many other exotic countries or places such as the Galapagos Islands. Since Jackie's death 5 years ago, Lou has spent much of his leisure time with his son and daughter-in-law and 2 grandsons. Lou says his only hobby, not surprisingly, was booking special travel arrangements, as he and Jackie never took commercial tours. Lou is very happy as he begins his new life here at Wesley Willows. Please join me in welcoming Lou Lowry.
Thank you, Nancy. Well, I'm delighted to be here. I have the best facility, the best places to stay, and I just had a wonderful addition from Nancy to introduce me. I was the luckiest guy in the world because I had the most beautiful, wonderful wife, former cheerleader from Northwestern, Miss Jackie on WRH. She didn't want to stay home. She just wanted to see the world. We're real lucky to do that. Anyhow, I want to thank you all for letting me come and visit with you. I'm sorry I was a bit tardy. Poor Nancy was wondering where the hell I was. Anyhow, don't put my
We're glad you made it today so we could meet you. One last message, the Christmas tree decorating is next Wednesday. If you want to decorate Christmas trees and haven't signed up, see me after the meeting, and I happen to have a sheet to fill out with your name. On to administration. The first person is Melissa Wright again.
Alrighty, back at it. Hi. I have one question. Is Karen Montgomery here? Oh, then she won't mind if I spend her resident referral on Black Friday then. Good. Nope, I do. There were 2 resident referrals that I need to hand out. And one is for Karen Montgomery, who referred one of the people we just introduced. And the other is Lou. She referred. No, you're perfect, Lou. You're just great. I hope my husband talks about me like you talk about your wife someday. He probably won't, but that's okay. Karen is Lou's sister. Okay, well there you go. And then also Sue Pedersen, who we mentioned, referred Bev Shepley. So I will hand those referral bonuses out. And just a reminder, we want you all to make sure that you encourage your friends, family, cousin, sister, brother to come and be a part of the Wesley Willows family. When you make that referral, we have a database that we put that information into so that we know that you have done that. It's just really helpful when we are communicated that information. So the other thing that I want to talk about, Jessica is going to talk through a really great occupancy report for our homes and for our suites. Okay, I'm not going to steal her thunder and give all the information away, but one of the things that I want to chat through is future residency program. Is anybody in here, were you on the future residency program at one point here at Wesley Willows? Okay, it's a fancy word for a waiting list, okay? We don't say waiting list because we don't want people to wait to move here, so we call it our future residency program. And right now, because, for example, on our west side homes, we don't have anything that is available. Everything is either occupied or reserved. So as we're getting interest, we're actually having people join what's called our future residency program. So as you're chatting with your friends, people from church or in community groups, and they say, I should visit Wesley Willows, or I've been thinking about calling, you might say to them, you need to call now. You need to call now. You need to talk about the future residency program because there is a waiting list for homes here. And I think we've also started a waiting list for some of our larger suites here. So just wanted to throw that tidbit out there. It's a great problem to have, but we also want to make sure that people are being proactive and you can help with that. So any questions for me? No? Well, I hope that you all have a very, very happy Thanksgiving. I know that I am thankful every morning that I wake up, and I know that I get to come here and serve such a wonderful group of people and work with an amazing team here. So thank you all very much.
And you can see Brett Burkle is up next.
Good afternoon. Is everybody awake?
Yeah,
That's tomorrow after dinner.
so far. Speed
All right, a couple of things. We've got a nice work order report to share from October. So we talked about all those fancy things we do in October that our numbers are going to be really high. Well, they're actually higher than I thought. So we had 1,829 work orders created total. That's the most I've ever seen here. So we got to understand that about 300 of those were PMs from the homes and everything. So we know that. But it was still about 300 more than our average. So keeping us on our toes and keeping us busy. We completed 1,803 of those, so we've got about 26 out there for various reasons, quite a few, but still some work to do there. 64% of those work orders were completed within 1 day. That's a pretty impressive number considering the extra 600 work orders we did in the month, so pretty happy with that. And then 70% on the 2 to 3 total, so lower numbers than I want to see, but still good considering the amount of work orders we put in. We've started tracking also how many residents are using this QR code in these smart devices and things like that. Smart things that we're going to roll out in the next months and years. So we're going to share some of that information too. They're low numbers, but considering that we've really only been using those for a few months, that's still good. We like to see the residents using that, entering their own work orders, calling Trish still if you need to put a work order in, that's fine. So in August is when we started. We had 83 work orders that were created via QR code. So a resident entered those in by themselves through the QR code. That was 7%. We had 85 in September. That was 9%. And then October is skewed because of the amount of work orders. So we had 72. That was 4%. So again, we're just going to track those and kind of see the trends on that, and encourage residents to continue to use that QR code and reach out to the maintenance department if you have any questions other than that. Okay, this is a card, We Were Here card. Who's ever received a We Were Here card from maintenance? That's good. There should be more hands in the room to raise them. So this would be a card that maintenance would leave if they're in your home and you're not there, right? So it just kind of tells them we were there, what we might have done, if there's any follow-up needed or whatever. And on this card, there's the maintenance office, so you can get a hold of Trish if need be. Any idea why it's green? Negative. Trish?
It matches my car.
Yeah. There you go, Trick.
So Trish's favorite color is green, and she's the mastermind behind the green We Were Here cards. Big news on the south side of the town center. New road. Everybody see that? Thanks. I was the first one to drive on it, by the way. I pulled down the stakes last night. So very exciting. Francis wanted to move forward on that pretty quick, so we were able to get that done probably about a day or two before the asphalt plant's closed, to be honest with you. So very happy about that. Use it. We're gonna try to monitor some heavy truck traffic and those sort of things on that, but it's usable for all. Want to kind of expand on Elaine's comments about volunteering. So volunteering is important here. Volunteering is important around the community. A lot of things happen around the Rockford area because of volunteers. So this weekend, Saturday, if anybody knows about Stroll on State, part of the Wesley Willows team, some residents will be down volunteering at Stroll on State on Saturday. So we are working one of the pop-up bars, hot chocolate areas down there on Wyman. So if you're at Stroll on State, stop by and see us. We'll have some Wesley Willows gear, some just letting people know that we're down there supporting the community and volunteering. So Go Rockford that puts on Stroll on State basically allows groups, not-for-profit groups in the area to run these type of events for them, and they will donate money to the not-for-profit. So Go Rockford is giving us $1,000, and then we get to also add the tips to that will all go to the Good Samaritan Fund for Wesley Willows. So pretty excited about that. Rain, shine, or snow, yes. I just looked, it's 96% chance of snow, so 4% chance. Snow is better than rain though. So yes, we're excited about that. If you're in the area, stop down and see us. If you're not, come down anyways. It is truly a really nice event that the Rockford. So I think technically it starts at 1. So the Wesley Willows group will be down from 12 to 3 at that area. And then also there's a group of people on a bus, little elves that are going to be on the Wesley Willows bus in the parade. So I think the parade starts at 2 o'clock?
2 o'clock.
2 p.m. Parade starts. So either way, come down and see us, come down and see the parade, buy some hot chocolate. Any questions for me? Go ahead.
You were talking about volunteers. My husband and I walk quite a bit on campus, and I know there's places that, in particular, along Rockton Avenue that collect litter. So do you have any of those grabbers or bags that we could get at your office and do some litter pickup while we're walking?
Good question. Love it. The comment question was, do we have any garbage grabbers to pick up? Well, we have some walkers. I think that's a great idea. We don't, but we'll get some, and we can distribute those. That's a great idea. We rely a lot of that on the lawn crews to help us with that, but I'm sure after today and yesterday and all that went, I'm sure it's a mess. So we'll get some, and we'll reach out and let you know. All right. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
And here's Jessica's story with some information at the
I hope so.
Whoop whoop.
Well, first of all, happy Thanksgiving Eve to everybody. And my name's Jessica Story. I'm the Executive Director of the Wesley Willows campus. And as Melissa said, we are going to do a phenomenal occupancy report first to start it off. We only have 2 East Side homes available. We have 3 on hold. We have 0 West Side homes available and 3 on hold. As Melissa said, it's a good problem to have, right? In Suites 1, we only have 1 available. We have 1 on hold. Suites 2, we have 2 available and 2 on hold. In Suites 3, we only have 1 available and 1 on hold. And then in the Arbor, we have 36 apartments available and 2 on hold. So for a total occupancy rate of the entire campus, we're at 92%. and the next thing that I wanted to let you know, the president's team asked me to address a couple of things, so I'm gonna go ahead and make sure you're all well informed. I don't know if you've noticed, but we have a new audio system. Did anybody notice the nice clear? Everybody can hear me, so that's good. So we have a new audio system, and it's a mixer, which means, and I asked Ken and Brett, what is a mixer? Because I was out of
Teacher
the loop.
voice.
Basically, this will allow us to play music and use the microphone and do all kinds of things at the same time, which is really nice. Also, wherever we can do it in different rooms. So if we have something going on in this room, you're not going to hear it happening in the other room if you wanted to use the other room. So it just allows us to be a little bit more resourceful, and the audio, to me, it sounds a lot more crisp. So we replaced that, and so that's good. And then in the bistro, you may have seen a piece of equipment by the cash register, and we are getting a new system called Meal Suite. And what that is going to do is allow the front staff to put in orders as you order it. That information will go to the back of house staff, and then they'll be able to prepare your meal from that system, and then it will just go automatically to your billing. So the software is still being worked out in the background a little bit. The equipment is in, they're not utilizing it just yet. We have a lot of things to configure in that software, but just wanted to give you a little update on that. And we suspect that the staff will start using it by the end of the year, if not sooner. Okay. So those are the couple things that the president's team asked me to talk about. All right, the moment everyone's been waiting for, right? The results are in from the survey. So how many of you did the survey that we had? Thank you. We got a ton of good feedback, and it's really going to help us set a good foot going forward into the new year. So wanted today to bring those results to you and talk to you about how the survey went about this year and things like that. So this year we used a outside consultant called Halloran Consulting, and it was a little bit of a different spin on it this year. Typically in years past, we ask you questions and then we report on what does a majority feel about this within the Wesley Willows community. Well, this year, we wanted to know how do we perform against other senior living communities. And so the take on it was a little bit different. So as I talk about this information, you'll kind of understand what I mean then when I say percentiles and things like that. So we collected the information from September 1st through September 23rd, so a little bit more than 2 weeks. We did mostly online, although there were some written for independent living. So out of 463 residents at the time, we received 259 back. So, which is almost all of you in this room and then some. So again, thank you for doing that. So overall, we had a 55.9% participation rate, and Halloran, their percentage for average is about 75.3 for participation rate. So we were just a little bit under in that, and it probably was due to the online method. So I want to back up a little bit and explain that as we're compared to other senior living facilities, that was over 290 communities and over 120,000 different surveys. So our performance is compared to those surveys. All right, so if you remember when you took the survey, there was 12 questions about satisfaction and 12 questions about engagement. So today I'll go over the highest factors in that and then the lowest. So I'm happy to report in all of the different areas that we were rated in our performance, Nothing was below average compared to all of the other senior living. We were mostly average in all of average or typical performance against other senior living communities. So no below average. Good. So quick shout out to maintenance. They actually received the 91 percentile for appearance of exterior grounds. So we're 91% of our peers were at the very top for appearance of exterior grounds. So nice job, Brandon. And then cleanliness of community. We're at the 85 percentile for that. So that was very high as well. And then another highest scoring factor was friendliness of staff. So you all think we're friendly, which is good. All right, for our lowest factors. Understanding transition criteria. So this means we need to do a little bit better of a job of helping you understand what is available in the continuum. How do you transition through the continuum, and how do you understand what's available? Adequate resident orientation. We need to do a little better there. We need to make sure that our new residents, right, feel welcome, know how to take advantage of things, know what our programs are, know what time line dancing is, volunteering, and all of those good things, right? And so we've actually been working with a couple of residents to beef up that program already. So what we're going to be doing is doing quarterly orientations for anybody. So no matter if you're new or not, maybe you've been here a year or 2 or 10 and you want to get reconnected or understand how, what departments do what, get to know the directors and things like that. We're going to do that periodically every quarter. We're also going to do some open houses in the other areas, and then for our brand new residents, we're going to be doing a number of different things to help support their orientation into the community. And then lastly, quality of communication. We need to continue to work on communication, and this is something that we're constantly working on. We're constantly trying to find different ways to communicate. In the comments, there's a lot of positive feedback about the text messages that you want more often. You want calls back more quickly. We are going to be doing a couple of things with communication that actually Brett will be talking about here in a little bit. That's going to set us up for like I said, the new year to stay better connected with you, to help you get connected to staff in different ways, and to give us real-time feedback. So I'll be looking forward to that. Okay, and then so those were our satisfaction results, and then we're going to go into the engagement results. And again, we're typical and average compared to our peers in senior living. And what these engagement results really hone down to is these different 4 elements. Voice, and this is providing ways for you to be heard, ways for you to be kept informed. Connection, having a sense of belonging and making sure our environment is welcoming. Fulfillment, making you feel challenged and stimulated, making sure that you're pursuing meaning. And then well-being, as far as adapting to life changes, helping you reach your health and wellness goals. So for all of those things, I'm happy to say we're more than just in the middle there. For voice, we're at the 64th percentile. Connection, we're at the 60th. Fulfillment, we're at the 74th. And then for well-being, we're at the 76th. So our highest engagement results, this is according to the surveys, was Wesley Willows enables me to be socially active as I would like to be. The environment of Wesley Willows encouraged social interaction among residents. And then Wesley Willows offers resources to help residents maintain and improve overall health and well-being. So this is what you feel strongly about. Our lowest factors are Wesley Willows provides ways for me to be heard, transparency with residents, and Wesley Willows encouraged me to pursue meaning in my life. So for those things, we'll continue to work on those. Make sure that you know what's available to you, such as volunteering, ways to give back, what to do with your day, activities that are available. And I want to just point out transparency as well. I want to make sure that everybody knows that they can come and talk to anybody in leadership. We have very open door policy, and a lot of the things that we do, for example, paving the road, doing some of these things that we're going to be doing with communication, that's all from you talking to us, letting us know what you think and what you want to change. So please don't wait till surveys to give us your feedback. We want to hear them, and that's why we're here. So please, transparency goes both ways. We want to hear from you too, okay? All right. Trends in the comments. We had a lot of pages of comments. I looked through and said, okay, what's some trends? I don't want to overwhelm you. We'd be here until tomorrow, and we got Thanksgiving stuff to do, right? So what do we like best? A lot of positive comments about fitness. And your team. Thank you for all that you do. And then supportive community residents and staff. So a majority of you made comments about, I love the groups I'm in, I have friends here, I love my neighbors, I feel welcomed here. The continuum of care available, a lot of you were glad about that, and that's why you moved here. What you would suggest improving food variety, we're always looking at different ways for that. Better communication, there's a trend there, as I said. And then expansion of healthcare options. So as Sam was alluding to, you'll be soon seeing the strategic plan. And on the strategic plan, one of the things is to develop an integrated healthcare system. And I'll be talking to you more about that throughout the year, but basically what that is to provide more healthcare services so that you have a little bit quicker and more available access to healthcare. So that information will be coming later in the new year. So overall, you would recommend Wesley Willows at an 85.5%. The Halloran average for independent living is about 87.5%. So we'll try to get that up there. All right, what questions or concerns, comments that you would like to have, Dorothy?
Not about the survey, but you talked about getting the messages, the text messages.
Yes.
I got one today at 1 o'clock, and it says about Yvonne is retiring. Join us in the wellness clinic this afternoon to say goodbye. Where is the wellness clinic and what time?
Okay. Yeah, so the wellness clinic, did everybody hear the question? There was a text message. Yvonne, our Wesley Willows driver, I'm sure a lot of you know her. She is retiring. So the wellness clinic is right across the street from the health center, right? In the same duplex as the outpatient therapy. So she's there this afternoon just kind of wrapping up her day before she leaves. So you're welcome to go and say hello or goodbye to her. Any other questions? Yes?
Will we be getting a copy of the results of the survey?
We can give you a one-pager, sure, in the greenback, yes. I will say that there was a lot of information. Like I said, we were compared to almost almost 300 other senior living communities, and they gave us a lot of statistics. But we'll go ahead and put something in the green bag, either this PowerPoint or something similar that you can have the results, okay? Because I know we're missing some people here today too, probably because of the holiday. We want to make sure everybody gets that information, so thank you for that. Yes? That's a great question. So the question was, were the other senior living communities continuous care retirement communities? I believe there was a variety of them. Not sure exactly how many were CCRCs and compared to standalone independent or not, but there, I do know that they were all throughout the country. So there is a variety. Okay, any other questions? Yes.
I've been using the QR code to sign up for activities, but not all of the activities are always listed. Like tomorrow there's gonna be a trip to Johnny Pancakes, but it's not on there to sign up.
Oh, okay.
So how do they know we're coming?
Yeah, so question was, use the QR code for signing up for activities and trips. All of the trips should be on the QR code, and Johnny Pancakes is not on there. So Val and Jill, can you please work to make sure that's on there? Thank you for pointing that out.
But I'm guarantee it's not tomorrow.
Great.
I'm sorry.
Did you say
December 4th?
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't even catch that tomorrow. All right, thank you.
Yeah.
December 4th. Okay, we'll get that worked out.
We'll fix that, yeah.
Thanks, and please point that out to us, and we'll continue to work on that to make sure that you're all signed up. Okay. Any other questions? All right. Well, thank you. Oh, was there one more?
Just a quick one on the new dining room system coming up. Is there going to be a capacity to accept credit cards or debit cards at least? That would be great. You don't have to answer it because I know the answer is no now from the look on your face. But at any rate, yeah, no, I just thought I'd ask.
Yeah.
Thanks, Tom.
Yeah, so credit cards, hopefully in the future, we'll be able to do that, but right now we're not. Right now we're just rolling out the system, but I will take note of that request.
Okay, thank you.
And I wish you all a very happy Thanksgiving. I'm looking forward to spending some time with my family. My son is here from Iowa State University, so happy to be with my family, and I'm very happy to be a part of this community. I'm very grateful for each of you. So thank you and have a great Thanksgiving. And I'm going to call Brett up for the next.
All right, thank you, Jessica. So I'm Brett Nelson. I am the Chief Operating Officer. Oh, this is scary on the speaker. And first off, I wanted to thank Sam Schmitz, for our board member, for coming and sharing his time with us. Our board is all volunteers. We do feed them, but they're volunteers, and we really appreciate all the time and effort that they put into this organization. As he alluded to, the strategic plan that was put together earlier this year was a collaborative effort. A lot of work was put into it, and we're really excited about the direction that it's giving this organization for the next 5 years. One of the key pieces of that plan is technology, and that's something I'm really excited about. And as Jessica mentioned in the survey results, communication is something that we definitely can improve on. So what we looked at was how can we improve communication by using technology. And we came up with a couple of different platforms, which, again, as Sam said, that from Leading Age, we get a lot of ideas there. And both of these platforms, these companies, originated from Leading Age. That's how we get in contact with them. The first one is called MemoMate, and it's artificial intelligence software. What it does is it's a way to do surveys through the phone. So there's no paper surveys, there's no electronic, click this link and go fill out 15 questions. It will call people directly, and it is an artificial intelligence voice, but it is also very good. We had a live demonstration here. We had a focus group of residents who got to participate in that. And the comment afterward was, I knew this was fake before I even got into this, but wow, I still thought it was real. It's very transparent. It will say at the beginning, this is not a real person. This is artificial intelligence. You can be anonymous if you'd like with your answers. But it'll go through a list of questions that we could set up ahead of time, and we plan on rolling out the first one in December. So it's very intuitive with that as well. So if it asks you, what do you like best about Wesley Willows, you say, oh, the dining department. Well, what is it about the dining department that you like best? Oh, the food. Well, what food do you like best? What's your favorite food? And we'll keep asking those follow-up questions. But it won't keep asking you questions all day, don't worry. It knows when to stop. It will be from a set phone number. So we're getting set up with hopefully an 815-316 number, but those are kind of hard to come by because they're all here already. And we are going to be sharing all of that information before we roll anything out. Like you can save the phone number into your phone so you know it's from us. It's not a spam call. We could set the hours that normally we'll call people. So we could say from 10 to 11 in the morning or from 2 to 3 in the afternoon. And those are the only times that we'll call for the survey. We'll try a few times over a couple weeks. If you don't answer or if you block it, it gives up. It lets us know if we're blocked. But you're welcome to do that. It's obviously a voluntary survey, but it is HIPAA compliant of everything that we're doing now. So you don't have to worry about oversharing. Any kind of oversharing will be scrubbed. It won't be saved. And like I said, we're looking to get something out in the green bag to let you know all this information so we can do our first survey in December and kind of, we don't want to over-survey everybody, but the results for this last one, 56%. I'm assuming the other 44% think everything's perfect, but realistically, we want more participation, we want more engagement from you, and we want more from us. So this is another tool that we can do that. And then, we have pretty much unlimited capacity with these surveys, so we can target certain things and certain demographics throughout the year, like, what do you think about the new road behind the suites? Something simple like that. Again, it's just another way to connect. The other side of that is, let's say you missed the call, you can call that number back and it'll initiate the survey. It can be sort of a comment box concierge type of option 24/7. So you're not available between 10 and 11 or 2 and 3 or whatever times they'll set it up, and you want to call at 3 in the morning, I won't answer. We'll be there. If you want to call and ask, what's on the menu tomorrow night, we're going to have that integrated with it. Not right away, but we'll roll these things out and layer it in. Sorry, was there a question? Sorry. The activities calendar will be integrated with it. So say, when are we going to Johnny Pancakes? And we'll say, oh, December 4th. Great. And you can leave comments or concerns or kudos even. So if someone did a great job, you can call and say, hey, I want to let Jill know that fitness class was great. Anything like that. So really excited to see that one roll out. And it's the first step of these two-pronged communication tools that we're looking at. The second one is a company called Zesta. And don't get hung up on the names. But it's basically, Wesley Willows we're getting our own mobile app. It's also going to have a desktop version, but for all of you who like to do everything on your phone, everything's trending that way. It's going to be a one-stop shop for all things Wesley Willows. We'll have dining involved in it, activities, maintenance, staff directories. You'll be able to look at your statement from the care. You can reserve rooms for an event. You can, so I got a long list here. You can build yourself a profile, put all your likes and interests, and then that software will say, hey, there's 15 people who like this one thing. Jill, let's come up with an activity for them that is built around that. Question in the back. The question was, does that mean we won't have the green bag anymore? No, this is just another tool to help connect with our residents. Some people don't like the green bag. They would rather just be able to go on the phone and see everything that's going on and not have to read or wait till Wednesday to figure out what the next cycle is. Yes.
And will it also be like, use it on a PC, will there be like a web address?
Yeah,
that
there will,
everybody uses at home?
there will be a desktop version as well for those that want to do it on their computer. Absolutely. Yeah, so we're in the early stages of rolling this out. We're expected to be ready in the first quarter of 2026. They are going to be on site prior to rollout to do training for residents and workshops. And they're going to be looking for resident ambassadors to become like kind of the super users of the resident group to, new residents come on, they can help out with that or just kind of get all the feedback of what we can improve with that program to increase that engagement. And yeah. Any questions on it? Yes.
When the call comes in, will it be identified as a service call from Wesley Willows, or will it just be a phone number? Because I don't answer calls that come in that are just a phone number.
Right.
If I don't recognize it, and if it's in the name, I look for somebody to leave a message.
Right, so the question was, what will the call be identified as from the memo made? And we're gonna share what the phone number will be. It'll be from a very specific phone number every single time. It's not gonna change. It's not from a calling center or anything like that. Like I said, we're trying to get an 815-316, so it kind of aligns with the rest of the organization. But we'll share what that number is, and you can save that in your phone as soon as you get it. That way you know Wesley Willows survey, you can save the number as that, and be prepared for when it calls. And know that it's not a scam or a spammer or anything like that. Any other questions? Okay, well, have a wonderful Thanksgiving, and thank you very much.
Okay, are there any other questions or comments that somebody would like to make at this time? If not, our next meeting will not be until January 28th of 2026. And so I wish all of you a really happy holiday season. And now that we've completed the agenda, I will adjourn this meeting. So we will see you in January.